Now let's talk about target. So this is a GBP USD 60-minute chart, and there's a supply zone here which you may have sold off. Now a target will be an opposing supply or demand zone. So we have a demand zone over here. It's quite a wide zone, and this could have been your target. So it's an opposing zone and price did bounce off of it. We also have what are called road bumps, and they're lower time frame zones, opposing zones. And there's a lower time frame demand zone here, and price did bounce off of it and then it continued through. So if you're looking to scale profit, which means taking a percentage of your trade off at various points along the way, you may decide this is a very good point to scale. So if you were to scale, say, 50% of your trade at this point, you've then paid for your stop loss, which would be over here. You can then use that to finance the rest of the trade without moving your stop loss. So then price could, it doesn't really matter if price continues all the way up here. And you could then target a demand zone that's lower down. So there's one over here. Just move that along. So now your stop loss has been paid for. You can sit through this massive retrace and wait for price to get to this zone. Now obviously there's no guarantee it's going to get to that zone, but you've taken the risk out the trade, so there's no worry there. So here's another example on the same chart. We've got a supply zone over here. Price spikes off supply, and there's a demand zone down here. So the opposing demand zone may be your target. And actually you had to be quite quick because price didn't quite touch that demand zone. But you could have been out, especially if your risk reward was, say, a factor of 2 or 3, you would have definitely been out with some profit before you got here. So your targets can either be a demand zone, or it could be a factor of your risk reward, or it could be a swing high or a swing low. It's really up to you, and it depends on your back testing that you've done and the statistics that you have.